So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the? You are now in the Black Box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, a.k.a. BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!
Listen. Gratitude is the attitude. Show is a blessing. To be back in the Black Box. Black Box.
Relax, roll up as we randomly react to content in these YouTube streets. Yeah. It's time for R&R.
Like a little Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my SPR, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the Black Box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
The constant, consistent, continuous content creation campaign continues. We still on the 7th seed. Lord Jamar, Vlad TV is on the menu. If you go check my earliest commentary on Lord Jamar and Vlad, you will see I was never in approval of his appearances on Vlad. It always seemed like he was compromising his 5% type, whatever. I don't know if that's a religion or his beliefs. He never seemed to be standing up. But then he left. And I kind of like tried to shift my position and give him his props. But he came back, and now they on his head. You see the title. So with no further ado, let's see what they say Lord Jamar has been up to.
What's popping, y'all? Looks like Vlad's humiliation ritual on this guy is taking it to the next level now because he's deciding to humiliate himself. And I don't even think he realizes what he's done by putting himself in this position, and that is Lord Jamar. So if you guys are unfamiliar with a little bit of the background, Lord Jamar, I did a video on it previously, which I'll link below, or I may link below. But the quick synopsis is, Lord Jamar was a frequent Vlad TV guest. He was a great Vlad TV guest. He brought great opinions, and by great, I mean great content. Not that I necessarily agree with all of them. He's an old head, but he was also like he's 5%er, affiliated with NOI, or they came afterwards, I should say. And he had strong takes on many things going on in hip-hop at the present time when he was on Vlad. Him and Vlad ended up having a falling out, and then he wanted to destroy Vlad. He wanted to make sure nobody goes on there. He wanted to build the new Vlad, and he wanted all of the people from the culture to go on his platform and to abandon Vlad. Long story short, that did not work. And then now when he comes crawling back, because now Vlad pays people and he wants a check, he's justifiably so getting pushback from people in the comment section, probably people reaching out to him, etc. And he decided to finally acknowledge it head on his own outside of Vlad's platform. So I'm going to play you guys that clip first.
Peace. Grand Rising on this Wisdom Cipher Day, all being born to wisdom. I hope you had a great Juneteenth, as did I. I'm reporting live from my backyard right now. So recently, I went on Vlad TV, and some people were very happy about that. Some people were disappointed. I'm hearing that people made videos, showing their discontent and all of that. All I can say is my obligation is to civilize the uncivilized, okay? My job is not to preach to the choir.
Man, this is the problem that I have with people like Lord Jamar.
Before you say, yeah, that's bullshit.
And I will say this, I liked Lord Jamar as a guest. He was a perfect guest. He had an opinion that many others weren't going to give or weren't willing to give, or those people with those types of opinions were not going to go on a Vlad. And they're like, man, I'm good. I'm going to chill, do my own thing. But when he tries to turn it into, I'm trying to civilize the uncivilized, like, come on, man. Like, he hasn't gotten it yet. It hasn't gotten through to his thick skull, which
Nobody give a about him philosophizing on here. Facts.
Which is, you are not civilizing the uncivilized. And this is the confusion that comes to me. Does he believe the words that are coming out of his mouth? Does he believe he is an agent of change? Or does he believe that, I'm just trying to get this check, but I'm going to try to dress it up in this whole political thing?
Bingo, you nailed it.
And that would have been all fine and good, and it was all fine and good when he first left Vlad and leveraged that to build up his platform. But once you've cracked and people can see, oh, you're actually not about it, you can't say, oh, no, actually, I'm still doing this whole movement. No, there is no movement. You are the movement, and you have been made to look goofy, unfortunately, by your own doing. Vlad just decided to platform it and allow you to look foolish. So this whole civilized thing is absolutely hilarious. But then he continues on and explains his reasoning for that.
And many times you need to go where the uncivilized people are at. Now, originally, this whole Vlad boycott started.
Sound like some justification TD Jakes will have for being at a Diddy party. Get out of here with that bush.
Because he didn't apologize to Minister Farrakhan. Well, fast forward 5 years later, he's apologized.
Not just 5 years later, 5 years too late, slow tard. That apology, man, get the fuck out of here. That apology wasn't even genuine or sincere.
I know what I said about Mr. Godfrey. And yeah, I guess that looked bad. Me saying that about him and then changing my mind. But guess what? As a grown man, I have the right to change my mind. Once...
No, that's a phrase attributed to women. They have a right to change their mind. As a grown man, you have an obligation to stand on business and principle. Oh, mama, integrity, character.
Certain information, more information comes into play about certain things that I'm not going to get into the full specifics of, but...
Now that old crack in his voice sounds like he's a deflecting individual lacking confidence. Now he's gonna be mysterious about certain information. That's why we're not gonna get his full perspectives. Get the fuck out of here.
I have more clarity on the situation as a whole, and that's the decision I decided to do.
This is where it seemed like he had an opportunity to make some sense, but I think it's just that ego that's holding him back from that. He said, I'm going to go to where uncivilized people are at. And this is also funny because are you trying to say that the people that watch Vlad are uncivilized? Because that's what the implication comes across as to me, because you were on your own platform. Were the people uncivilized there? No, you didn't say that. You said I have to go to where they are, to a bigger platform. For what? You could have gone on other bigger platforms in that meantime, but you were trying to build up your own because you saw that the profit was being made. I think he saw how much bread Vlad was making. And I do think the situation, because he did thank Vlad. To be fair to Lord Jamar, he thanked Vlad for upping his stock, you could say, and his profile. And he was saying he was getting a lot more opportunities and bookings and business deals outside of Vlad. And he thanked him for that while he used to be on Vlad before the big split. So Lord Jamar did do that. I have to give him credit for that. And it's an example of somebody that was also able to take advantage of the situation when he wasn't even getting paid by Vlad.
And it's also an example of why he went back. Oh, my mama. And if that's what it is, that's what it is for any man going to any place to be employed. When you come with all that righteous talk, man, it just makes you look like a clown.
And he was giving Vlad content, but he said, hey, I'm getting an equal or better deal out of this because I'm getting deals off the side of this, and my brand is growing. People know who I am. A whole new generation of people know who I am now and mess with me. But what he said about Godfrey, I think this is the opportunity where you could have made an apology. And it didn't have to be an apology because he's got static with Godfrey, apparently about flat earth. Now, it's probably about something else as well. But as we see it, the public, we're looking at it, well, you and Godfrey left this thing together. Godfrey stood solid while you were shaky on Godfrey's positioning and that he would go back. And you ended up going back. So no matter what else is going on behind the scenes, I think we're more likely to take Godfrey's word for whatever he said because
100%. And you, Lord Jamar, deserve a big fat.
You've demonstrated that your word is worthless. So he's like, yeah, that looked bad, but am I not allowed to change my mind? Huh? No, you're not allowed to change your mind when you draw such a strong line in the sand and you say, F this guy, I'm going to destroy him. What the hell? That's like Napoleon pulling up to wherever he was pulling up to, and he's like, yo, I just slaughtered, or anybody. He's like, yo, I'm trying to slaughter this entire village. Oh, you failed? You lost the battle? Hey, yo, we could be cool right now, right?
You know, it's what they say, if you can't beat them, join them. Simple as that.
We could have an alliance together. And hell no, there ain't no alliance. You're either getting enslaved or you are getting exterminated with the rest of this village. It was smoke. It was up. And he could have said, like, yo, I was tripping off of that, man. I don't know what I was saying, but I'm going to just let y'all know. I think I did. Godfrey, he ended up being right. I ended up being wrong. It is what it is. We're not cool, but, you know, I'm still here trying to do this content. And
he was supposed to burn the ships. When men of purpose make a decision of principle, they burn the ships. And that phrase comes from when people have to navigate and roam throughout terrain in order to find land and habitat to occupy, right? So you would live with your people for a generation in a certain area, and you would grow on the land. Your cattle would eat off the land until it was barren, and you could not live off that land anymore. And you have to go travel and try to find land that was wealthy enough with natural resources to sustain your community. So a lot of times they would have to go by water, and they would get on boats. And burn the ships came from, look, we know where we just came from. Back there, we're going to starve to death. It's nothing but famine. Ahead of us, on the other side of this dry land we just hit, we don't know what it is. Animals that can kill us. If there's going to be a group of people that's going to fight us off, it doesn't matter. We're getting off these boats and we're going forward. So what they do is they hop off the boats and they burn the ships. So no matter what we encounter, there's no turning back. There's no way to retreat. And you, Lord Jamal, you failed to burn the ship. Shame on you.
I think Vlad can give me the biggest look possible and put some money in my pocket. If he's just honest about it, I don't think the hate would amplify. I think he would still get hate for a little bit, but they're like, yo, hey, I get it how you live, man. You got to pay for that backyard somehow. And then he continues on to this part, which is even worse.
So, anyone who's a true supporter of me, who actually subscribes to my channel, who actually, donates regularly and gives super chats, if I disappointed you, pardon me, I love you, and pardon me. Anybody else, y'all are just white noise.
So he gives an apology to people that watch him, and I understand where he's coming from with this, where he's like, yo, if y'all are hating on what I did, but you never supported the boycott, you kept watching Vlad, you didn't support what me and Godfrey were doing, why do I give a damn about your opinion at all? You're just...
He sold out, sold his soul. If your main thing went and seen every D-Nick on the Blee knock, and you said, get on, I'm through with you, all she has to do 5 years later is say, I'm sorry. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Just here because you're just hating. And I do get that, but this is not the time to say that. You don't say, screw everybody else. You just say, hey, listen, if you felt some type of way and you thought I was leading this movement, I learned that I was wrong, and it is what it is. Or just like, you got to soften the blow, because you don't look good. There is nobody that says, yeah, well, Lord Jamar did. Yeah, that was cool. That was solid. Nobody is saying that. Zero. So it's
Not even Vlad. You can imagine when him and like Vlad 22 had a conversations, they laughing at you and mocking you, Lord Jamar. You crawl back to massa. Shame on you.
not even a 30-70 or a 50-50 type of situation. You completely messed up, and you know it too. And even your old man's knows it. And then he talks about the history and the apology, and he says, like, yo, we were just trying to get Vlad to apologize, and he apologized, but that's not the case, actually. So he's trying to rewrite history a little bit. And I'm going to play you guys a couple of clips where you can see him attempting to rewrite the history with the actual facts and what happened during that time.
Listen, mission was accomplished. We wanted Vlad to apologize, and he apologized.
Dr. Vlad.
We no longer gave a fuck about a Vlad apology after 5 years. That was you as an individual. We had moved on. Everyone that was proud of your decision had moved on. We stood on that. Fuck Vlad. You went back. You caved in. You crumbled. You compromised.
Man, but the people wanted me to ask you, right? They kept asking me to ask you, how you feel about him apologizing to Farrakhan?
Well, first of all, the apology was to Farrakhan. So technically, it doesn't really matter what I feel about it and what most people, other people other than Farrakhan, would feel about it. I guess as that apology that he gave, as that pertains. But I will say that, me and many others like me feel like this was 5 years too late.
Wow, eat those words. And the apology was not just to Farrakhan. It was to the community and to those who he offended while being disrespectful and offensive to Farrakhan. Go play it back.
It seems very disingenuous. Right now he's on a media tour to promote his masterclass that he has, and it just seems very like, all right, listen, I'm on this tour. You know what I'm going to do? What's going to be crazy? Yo, I'm going to go on Willie D's show and apologize to Farrakhan. Like, it just seems like a real publicity stunt move to me. And I think there's more that he should be sorry for, by him not apologizing to Farrakhan. Not only was he disrespecting Farrakhan, but he was disrespecting people like myself.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you say. You got to stand on this. It is cowardice to retreat from a standpoint such as this after he apologized, and you all bad.
Godfrey.
Listen, mission was accomplished. We wanted Vlad to apologize, and he apologized. Okay? So that being said, we did the boycott on Vlad. Y'all didn't support it. You know what I mean? People were still going up to Vlad. People were still watching his videos. The man got 6.
Now you on some we did, we. No, it was you as an individual, nigga. Not no we. You. These modern leaders are made out of tinfoil.
0.1 million subscribers on YouTube. I have 174,000. I need to go where my message will be proliferated to the masses. I need to be the voice of reason in unreasonable times, and that's what I've chosen to do.
That's bullshit.
So if I disappointed you, pardon self. But at the end of the day, and I just want to say, anybody that made videos about me trying to, thinking that they were tearing me down to try to build themselves up. Listen, I didn't even give y'all the time of day. I've not seen your video, so you didn't touch me.
But you weren't saying that when people was tapping into you and you decided to leave. You a queerdo clower for this. Oh, my mama, you too old to even be explaining yourself.
Okay? I'm here. This is my backyard, and you're mad. Why don't you make a video from your backyard telling me?
Wow, listen to the less than dark skin house near running back to the master's house and then flaunting his backyard and his material things against the people in the struggle who are disappointed in him compromising his position. This is crazy. You might as well just be a regular Nia, a shucking and jiving coon shit talker. You do not speak for the voice of reason. You speak for the voice of compromise.
About how you're mad at me.
So Vlad had already apologized years prior because he saw like this incorrect clip that someone had sent him. And then he addresses the apology. Lord Jamar addresses the apology when he's on Art of Dialogue. And he says, man, that apology's too late. He's just trying to go on his masterclass tour and a press run so he can make some money off of it. And then I just think, where is the level of self-awareness is on the ground, or it's at the Earth's core. It must be, because what are you doing, Lord Jamar? Yeah, he was going to promote something, and that had nothing to do with his apology, because Lord Jamar, or not Lord Jamar, DJ Vlad, the majority of Vlad's audience forgot about that whole thing years ago, and they weren't impressed off of it. So him doing that press tour, he didn't need to do that. But Vlad, out of what I would say is, I respect the fact that he's like, hey, look, I made a mistake. I need to make it known that I made that mistake. And me just privately saying it, or me saying it on a bigger platform, it makes more sense. And I can respect that. But Lord Jamar trying to say, like, yeah, we got him to fold. No, you're the one that folded. He's paying you now. And he's allowing you to continuously embarrass yourself for him, and I think he's just dragging you through the mud right now. And then Lord Jamar was talking about, like, yo, I reached out to Vlad because my dog died. No, I don't want to. I've gone through a couple of different, not phases, but cycles of thoughts.
He mean his dog like his homie, his partner, or his puppy, his canine. He better not be talking about an animal. This dude is a clown joke.
Where I'm like, man, people are really tripping off a dog dying like that. But then I think how much time they spent with the animal and how much care they took for the animal. And also probably like the animal's probably the only thing in that person's life that's not really asking for much from it.
And who can relate better than for your love for a dog than a white man?
Just delivering straight love, other than a meal, of course. So I can get somebody feeling a certain type of way about their dog passing away. But how do you connect that to Vlad and then want to reach out to Vlad to start working with him again? So it wasn't even Vlad that reached out to you. And this is just sad all over, but it demonstrates Vlad's personality. Not Vlad. It demonstrates Lord Jamar's personality on this live. He's doing it on his own. Nobody's asking him questions that he's trying to pull out an answer from or a headline from that would appeal to the audience. No, it's just straight Lord Jamar, and you could tell, okay, I see why people had a falling out with you, or you had a falling out with people. Frankly, I want to continue to see Lord Jamar on Vlad just for my own viewing pleasure, because these guys are great. It's peanut butter and jelly, man. They go great together. And he's got strong opinions. And now, before that, Lord Jamar was, I would say Vlad's got a bit more of an older audience. He tries to mix it up. But at that time, people just agreed with Lord Jamar a lot. Now there's conflict between the audience and Lord Jamar is in conflict with other personalities such as Godfrey and the others. So that makes for great content that they can talk about as he's a recurring guest. So I like the outcome of this, but it's still humiliation for Lord Jamar, and he can never put his word or his stamp on anything that people should take seriously. At this point, he's just like, yo, I'm just saying.
Facts, he's a joke.
An entertainer. Well, he doesn't have to say that because, he tries to push heavy topics like Flat Earth, which I don't consider a heavy topic. I think it's a comical topic, but I do think it's an interesting topic, nevertheless. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.
Google gang, straight legend. Google gang, SBI. Google gang, Google gang in here. You better keep that shit up Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google, gang.
Bottom line, love life, show us a blessing. Pull up politic and blow us a session. Spot a local most easty. No mistake in the station. They making them statements. We waking and baking. Word of the day, EC on replay. The marijuana-thon with VJ Keyway. BS and BS. Killing on the track in the black box. We never put feelings over facts. Bay Machiavelli, run me the bread. I don't get mad, I get money instead. I be high, you can tell by a nigga eyes. But wise enough to enterprise, you dig a lies. Contemplating with the Google gang, conversating. Counting coins while these cowards in the comments hating. Only thing count, my count getting another comma. I'm a magnet to the money on my mother mama.
Better keep that shit up Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google gang.
If you can't keep it a Google, then don't mention me. Run a check through the set, I bet them niggas mention me. Red Bull and Hennessy, I keep the same energy. No matter on a solo or a couple homies with me. Tell them come get me if they want confrontation. I keep a couple shooters with me. And we right here waiting on shit to pop off. Take a nigga top off, you tempt me. All that BS, you can miss me. Slide down Century, doing about 60 in the gutter lane. Faded off yak and drop the pistol, hopping out the rain. I won't change, keep it a Google the only way. Mention me, I come out and play. That's on the gang. We're not the same. I ain't nothing like these rap niggas. Hanging with bangers, no bodyguards. We all strapped, nigga. All truth, no lies. Facts over feelings. We ain't gonna start something we can't finish. Google gang.
Better keep that shit up Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google gang.
Neighborhood Net Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga Spider Low.
Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the fuck?
My nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low. Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nate Blood, C-Mac. Shout out my Loke, Spider Loke, huh? Nate Blood on Hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, cred.
Point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Stick sticking to the script. Don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be. Yeah.
You are now in the Black Box with Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go!